Hey everybody, it's Emily, and today I wanted to share a little tip about how I've simplified our homeschool day. For about the last 6 years, I've been writing out a daily checklist for my children to use. I start doing this when they are at about 5th or 6th grade, and it's really made it so much easier for my day and for theirs. It gives them a little bit of independence, and it teaches them how to manage their time. So I'm going to just show you. I just use a simple spiral notebook, the ones you can buy for 20 cents at the beginning of the back to school sales, and I buy a ton of these, and we always have extras on hand, so when we fill one up we just get another one. But each child gets their own notebook, and on Saturday or Sunday in the evening when I get around to it, I'll sit down and I'll look over the lesson plans for the week and what we want to cover, and I will fill out a daily checklist. And I usually do the whole week at a time, but you could do each day in the morning before your school day begins. I just think it's easier to do the whole week at a time. That way I don't forget one morning and chaos ensues. So I set it up so that anything that they have to do independently goes on this list. And I organize it so that everything gets done in the order that it should be getting done. And then they can just check it off when they're done. So I'm just going to show you what my son's checklist looks like for this week. So we can see we've already done some of the work. We've gotten some of it done. He had to leave early today to go to a drum clinic, so we're a little bit behind. But that's okay, because with this checklist, we can see what he has to catch up on, and he can catch up tomorrow or, bump some things and get them done over the weekend. So I try to organize it so that you can get everything done at the time of day that it should be getting done. So we always start with math. And since his brother would be practicing opposite him, so they rotate their music practice in the mornings, so that while Riley is practicing, Robbie can be getting his math done, he can be getting his reading done, he can get his dictation practice done, and his spelling, and all those things that he can do completely independently. And then in the afternoon, after lunch usually, or sometimes before lunch if we're on a roll, we'll get grammar done, and I usually do grammar with them just to make sure they understand the lesson. And we've been going through the big history project really, really slowly. It's probably going to take us 2 years, but that's okay. So we go over that together too. But generally, I only put independent work on here because that way they can just get it all done as quickly or whatever as they want. So this is just basically what I do. Each day gets a section, and I do this for both of them, and I did this Sunday night, and it took me about 30 minutes total for both of their checklists to get written. So basically the reason that I have been doing this, that I give them these checklists, is to encourage independent work. So up until about 5th grade, I am assuming that I will be sitting with them for all of their lessons. I don't expect anything independent up until about 4th or 5th grade, and that's when I start giving them independent math assignments to do or reading assignments. But up until then, my children are by my side for all of their lessons. But once we hit about 5th or 6th grade, I expect a lot more independence. So we start building up to it, and a daily checklist really helps with that. It gives them the ability to look and see exactly what needs to be done that day, and then they can just check off. I don't know, somehow being able to check something off a list is just empowering, I think. And my kids love to be able to check something off of a list that they've done. And then at the end of the day, I would go over the list with them, and if there's something that they're not getting to, generally it's something they don't want to do, and if it keeps getting built up, that's when we start taking away privileges like video games and stuff until they get it done. And the other consequence is if something doesn't get checked off more than once So if Monday it doesn't get checked off and then Tuesday they don't get to it, if it gets to be Wednesday and it's not checked off yet, that becomes Saturday homework, and nobody wants to have to do homework on Saturdays. So there is definitely a negative consequence to not getting their work done. So they appreciate, I think, being able to be independent. They don't have to come and ask me every 5 minutes, and that frees me up to be able to work with my youngest child and to be able to get housework done and any other things that I want to get to in my day. I don't have to constantly be following around my 13-year-olds and saying, hey, did you do your reading yet? Hey, did you get your math done? Don't forget you have to do this or that or whatever. It just makes it so much easier for everybody, I think, to be able to have a checklist. And it is a little bit of work for me because I do have to sit and write it all out, but you could also do this on the computer. My husband's always telling me, why don't you just type it up? I could, but for some reason it just makes more sense in my brain to have it in notebook form. I don't know why. I'm old-fashioned that way, I guess. I just think better on paper. So that, and I stopped doing this usually around 9th or 10th grade. My oldest daughter is 11th grade this year, and I don't make a checklist for her anymore. She's completely independent, and I think part of her becoming so independent is having this daily checklist and understanding how her day can flow and how to prioritize and get it all done. So I think having that daily checklist really helps with building her independence. So I will probably be writing in this checklist for them at least another year until they understand how to organize their own day. So that is one way that I have simplified my homeschool. Maybe you could share a tip or two in the comments down below. I would love to hear how you simplify your day. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.